I really don't know what I'm doing here, but it's Jill Ferday, and obviously I'm not Jill. I'm her erstwhile companion, the director. Jill always tells me I don't cook enough, and also we don't do enough videos aimed at guys. So I'm going to rectify that today by doing both a little cooking and a guy video. And I am going to cook one of men's or guys' favorite foods, hash browns. Well, at least this guy anyway. That's one of my favorite foods. And this recipe was actually requested by another guy, one of the nicest ones I know, Bob from South Carolina. So Bob, this recipe is for you. If you come down, we'll take a look at our ingredients. Very simple. Right here. We only have 4 ingredients. We have a russet potato. This one happens to be a medium organic. We have salt, pepper, and we have a little butter. This is a quarter teaspoon of butter, which will be melted. So we're going to start with our potato, and the first thing we're going to do is wash. I'm going to take the veggie brush and scrub our potato, which, as you will see, also takes off some of the skin. But I'm told that that's normal and that it's a good thing. So the important thing is we just want to get the potato clean so we don't get any bad chemicals or anything else in our precious little bodies. So, because guys are very sensitive, you know. So that's it for the brush. Now we're going to rinse the potato. Okay, that takes care of that. And for any of you who served in the military, you'll be very familiar with this next step. It's peeling the potato. And I'm going to use this handy little peeler from Tovolo. Absolutely the best potato peeler I've ever found in my life. So here we go. We have our regular kitchen grater, and we've got one washed and peeled potato, and now we're going to grate the potato. Now I'm making progress grating my hash browns, but just so I don't grate my hand, I'm going to take the holder from the mandolin and put the potato on that and use that to grate down lower, so we get all the potato we can with as little finger as possible. We've got our hash browns grated, and now we're going to stick them in a bowl of cold water. And that will do 2 things for us. It will keep the hash browns from browning prematurely. We want them brown, but not quite yet. So we'll put them in the water, and then hopefully also that will leach some of the starch out of that. So we're going to let those sit in cold water for a few minutes, and then we'll be back. Okay, I've washed and drained these a couple times, and I don't see any more starch coming out of the potatoes, so I'm going to drain them one final time and just kind of get all the water out of them that I can so they're not too wet. And then we're going to go straight from the drainer to the panini press. So we're at our panini maker now. We're going to open it up. There it is. And then we're going to put our hash browns in. Now, depending upon the size of your panini maker, we still have a lot of water coming out, so I'm just going to sop that up a little bit. Depending upon the size of your panini maker, you can make as many piles of hash browns as you want. I've got more water coming out, so I'm just going to sop up the water a little bit. I didn't do a very good job of draining them, but there we go. We have our hash browns. Now what we want to do is take some salt, put some salt on them, salt them to taste, and now a little pepper. And actually you can do whatever you want with hash browns. I saw recipes that called for putting rosemary in it or any kind of herbs you want. All right, so we have our hash browns on a cold panini press. We haven't turned it on yet. And the last thing we're going to do after we salt and pepper it is take our 1/4 of a teaspoon, or a tablespoon actually, of melted butter, which Jill Ferday was kind enough to melt for me. And we're just going to spread it around the cold hash browns, which we did. And now we're ready to plug in the panini maker and turn it on. Okay, we have about 7 or 8 minutes now while the panini maker gets hot and starts to cook those hash browns, and you'll see steam pouring out of them as you cook them. And then we'll check them, and if they're still not brown enough, we can continue to cook them. You can flip them so you get them extra crispy on both sides, which is the way I like it, but we'll check back in a minute. And you can see the steam rising from the panini maker, getting rid of all the moisture in there and hopefully crisping up those hash browns. Let's take a look and see how we're doing. Okay, they are getting crispy. One thing we noticed, that if you want them super crispy, then use a little more butter. I think these are probably crispy enough that I can turn them. I'm going to cut it in half because I don't think I can turn the whole thing. But we'll flip that and try and get the other side crispy, and we'll come back and check on them. All right, we're going to check these out, and I did make an error. As unfamiliar as I am with cooking, even with something as simple as a panini maker, I believe I had this on the wrong setting so that the bottom of the panini maker was not cooking, and that's why the bottom didn't get as crisp as it did. But now we have what appear to be hash browns, so we're going to take those off and put them on a plate. And then we're going to get Jill Ferday in here to taste them with me. And here she is. See, this was all part of my evil plan so that she never allows me in the kitchen to cook again.
No, you did an excellent job.
All
And
right.
they smell fantastic.
Let's give them a try.
All right. Go ahead. Oh,
Go ahead.
okay.
No, ladies first.
Okay, here we go. They smell really good. And they're really hot.
Are they still gummy?
Much better.
Much better. Okay. This is actually my second attempt at cooking these. The first time I did not put them in cold water and get rid of, leach off some of the starch.
These are much fluffier on the interior than they were the first time. Huh?
Yeah, I think next time I make them, though, I will try and pre-cook them just a little bit, like in the microwave, maybe 3 minutes, and then shred them.
Awfully good, though. Awfully good.
These are very much like what you get in a diner where they cook them on a grill. And anyway, I'm a happy camper.
You should be. Those are delicious. They are.
All right.
All right.
You done?
I'm done.
All right. We'll see you soon.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Enjoy your hash browns.
Bye-bye.